Howdy, Signing Sheriff here. As you can see, Cass has my HDP 50 cal CO2 pepper ball gun over there. We are gonna try to see how many things about the gun, terms, words, so on, she can guess correctly in reference to the gun. Please go check out the Signing Sheriff shorts, Signing Sheriff Reacts. Plus, please go check out my Instagram for 2 of those channels and my Twitter, Facebook. All that is in the description down below. And please help support the channel by going to my Amazon and checking out the 2 books that I have there. One is The Battle of Wits, and one is Christian Ghosts. I'll hopefully soon have more books there. Both or all my books will be under the name of Nodaj Kadek. Thank you. So, okay, now let's see what you remember or know.
So it looks like a semi-automatic.
So yes, it's modeled to copy a semi-auto, which means that when you fire, the slide rocks back, pulls the shell out, and pushes the next one in.
Is where the CO2 can go in.
That is the CO2, yes.
I'm the aiming.
Yes, those are called the sights. Rear, front. This, I don't know this. Yeah, it's starting to fall out. The front sight is the one that people way back in the West would call the bead. That's why people would say, I have a bead on you. Because most of the time, if this was on your target, you're probably going to hit it.
And then 50 cal is the size of
Yes.
the projectile.
So right now it has a 50 cal inert pepper ball in it, which means that if it fires, all that's going to happen is white colored powder will go. But these things are 50 caliber.
So this is the barrel.
There we go. Now it won't fall off.
So this is the barrel.
So, kind of. That is called what would normally be called the slide. The barrel is the metal part there.
I don't know what the spring's for.
That's only in these types of guns. That is what a normal semi-automatic would call the magazine.
Oh, so that's
So-
the stuff that you put in here
Yes.
on a real gun.
On a normal gun, this would be taken out and stuck right there. On this gun, the ammo is not the thing that makes the ball go. It's the CO2. So you had to have an extra place for the CO2. So that's the bigger thing. So that goes here. The mag system goes here.
Okay, and I think I only know one more. This is
One more?
grip.
Yes. So, the reason why we're making a video like this is because I noticed that I wanted to make a video about gun terms.
Oh wait, I know one more. They have both the triggers to make it safer.
Yes, that is called the safe trigger.
Okay.
It has a technical name, but even I don't know what that is.
That's all I know.
So, here's a few of the technical terms related to guns. One is one that she said, the grip. Most people, if you say grip, they think you mean this. Not quite. So, borrowing this random toilet bowl scrubber. So, for a normal object, this is called a handle. And some people use that term connected to guns. But, but this is called the grip of the gun. So now that we know that, what do you call gripping it? The verb version. So me doing this, that is called, I'll use this hand. That is called my purchase on the gun. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either. So if you have a good purchase, that means you're gripping it well. Okay. So, another word that doesn't mean what it normally means is one that she said. Sights. That normally means I can see. Nope, that means front bead sight, rear double bead dots. I line them up, and that should be where I hit. So that's what sights means. Another one, magazine. Normally, that's a book. With guns, it's this metal thing that you put the ammo in. Now, I don't have a normal mag with me, but you've seen those plasticky things in the mag.
Yeah, and then there's the bullet.
Yeah. So that plasticky thing, what do you think that's called?
I have no idea.
That is called the follower. I don't know why. I've always thought that was one of the most goofy names that they made in the gun world, but that's called the follower. Here's a fun one that you might find fun. What do you think this thing is called?
I have no idea. Does it have to do something with, like, your thumbs?
No. That is called the beaver tail. I don't think that looks anything like a beaver's tail, but that's what it's called. So if this were a rifle, it works the same way, so I'm gonna attach it. So, right good. Right about there, just about there, is the place where the pepper balls go into the barrel. So, what do you think that spot is called? I'm going to add this because I don't know how to spell it. I'm going to add it on the screen. It's called the receiver.
That makes sense.
That one at least kind of, okay, I get it. So you've got the barrel, the slide, the receiver, the magazine, the grip, sights, beaver tail. There's something I've never understood where this is. There's something called the dovetail. I don't know where that is. You have the safe trigger. Now, this, she maybe will remember this. You remember what that's called?
Ridges?
Yes, they're ridges, but that's not their technical name. That's the Picatinny rail.
What does it do?
So this thingy is the place where you would attach a light or a laser. You could do one that just clamps onto the front of the trigger guard, but this makes it easier. These things, if the slide was moved, these would be called slide serrations, which that one makes sense. I'm trying to think if there's any other one off the top of my head. There's the purchase, there's the grip, there's the sights. Okay, then there's some terms that are connected to the action that the gun's doing. For example, you've seen people do this before. It's not this word, so I'm going to say it anyway. That is called cocking the gun. Get your mind out of the gutter. The original reason why it was called that is because when they made flintlock guns, they had a rock of flint that was clamped in what would now be called the hammer. But they thought that it looked like a rooster. Okay?
Your favorite guest is back.
Welcome back. So, they had that thing. Because they thought it looked like a rooster, they didn't call them a rooster back then. They called that bird the cock.
This all sees how immature I am.
So, that's why the modern term of cocking the hammer popped up. Nowadays, you cock the hammer, and it's called the hammer because it's Hammer, yeah.
Does it have a hammer? Or
No.
That's what I thought.
What happens with this is that when you pull the trigger, there is a little mechanism. The CO2 is here.
Oh, so
It's spraying CO2 out the bottom. It travels up to the
Yeah.
top. There's a tube that's disconnected. When you pull the trigger, it forces that tube to chink, poof, and it click click. That's why you have to pull the trigger each time you want to shoot, because it click, 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 click. So a little bit different. I'm trying to think if there's any other term that I'm not thinking of. Slide the guide rod, but that's pretty obvious. Yeah, whoa!
what's that?
That was a hummingbird. I honestly thought that was just a butterfly until it started going. Like,
Bleep that out.
anyway, so slide, trigger guard, Picatinny rail, front rear sights, beaver tail, CO2, grip, receiver, follower. I don't remember what the follower's in the
Yeah.
magazine. Then this gun doesn't have it, but normally right here you would have the ejector port, which is what it sounds like, is where the shells go. If I think of any more that I forgot, I'll make a part 2. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.
How you did it?
And happy trails.